Hello and welcome to part 2 of the LanSchool VDI series. In the last video we took a look at how we put a script together that swaps out the terminal name for the client name in a VDI session. Some of the feedback we got from that video was that we don't go into enough detail about how to actually implement the script. So in this video we're going to be taking a look at how to set up the script as a scheduled task within Windows and how that will set off a nice chain reaction that does everything for you automatically in the background. So just as a quick recap, what we're looking to change here is the machine name and the channel number. Those are the only two pieces of information that need to be swapped out. If we just take a quick look at the script file, we've stored that on the C drive, but obviously you can put it anywhere you like, just make sure that everything's pointing to everything else. We have a utility here. This is essentially what starts the first domino, and that will load VB script and then load our script and start running it. So this is the script file we put together in the last video. Starts out by having a 30-second delay to allow the PC to warm up. And then once that's done, it's going to pull the Citrix client name from the volatile environment and then transpose it into the registry keys that LanSchool uses. Top one being 32, the bottom one is 64-bit. And then we have a third key here, which is the active computer name, which is used for the LanSchool report server. Once we've grabbed the terminal name and pushed it out, the script will then reference the CSV file and make a match against that. And it'll run the setChannel.exe, which will write over the channel number. Now the one concession we've had to make for the purposes of this demo is that we're not actually running a Citrix machine. So rather than using the push client name to force the terminal name into our session, as there is no terminal, what we'll be doing instead is just creating that registry key by hand. So the push client name utility will create a string under the volatile environment, and that's called the Citrix client name. And we're just going to pop our terminal name in here to replicate what that utility would do in a normal Citrix XenDesktop environment. Now the script will copy that value into this machine name field here, and then we have a 64-bit version of that key here, so we support both versions. And then again, as per the last video, we also write it into one location for the report server, which is the active computer name. Now once the script's made those changes, it should match that terminal number and move us into channel 22. So we can implement this in any number of ways. The easiest way that we found to enable it is through the task scheduler. So this needs to be run as an admin, and we're going to set this to run with full admin privileges. So first things first, just open up the task scheduler library. We want to create a new task. It's very important that we run the task scheduler as an admin, and also make sure it's set to run this task as an admin as well. We want it to run with the highest privileges regardless of who's logged in. We want it to be an invisible process, and we also want to configure it for a desktop environment. Give it a name, something that refers to the fact it's a VDI script perhaps. And now we just need to quickly set off what runs and what causes it to run. First things first, we're going to make this a startup script. So this is going to load every single time the machine is switched on. In VDI terms, that means whenever a login session begins. And all we need to do is just point this towards the command line file we created earlier. So not the login script, but the CMD file, and that triggers the login script. That allows us to carry the privileges through. We also want to make sure that nothing is going to stop this from running. So just in case, we turn off everything that might potentially disable it. And we'll also set up a couple of recurrence variables, just in case it fails for any reason during the initial boot process. Once that's done, you'll just need to pop in your local or network domain admin password. And And now we can see that that's all created and ready to go. The last thing we want to do just before we fire that off is I just want to show you a quick before and after. So we're enabling this on this PC right here, Student Windows 1, on channel 3001, and you can see it's got an IP address of 212 and a MAC address ending in DCC. Both of those will stay consistent, it's just the name and the channel that we're going to be changing. So now for the moment of truth. So with any scheduled task, it fires off sort of around now. Once Windows is fully loaded, just prior to authentication, we can log in with any non-admin user as we are here, and the script will start running. So we've added a lead time of about 30 seconds just to allow LanSchool to fully load. You can see that in the system tray there, and also any other background process that might use the registry as well. So probably looking around another 10 seconds from here. And what we should see is the LanSchool icon vanish. There we go. And now it'll come back with its new channel number. And there it is, channel 22. Now if we go back to our LanSchool Tech Console, we should also see those changes there. Now we can see that student 1 has been replaced by the terminal number. The MAC address and IP address have stayed the same, but we are now on channel 22. And if we move to the thumbnail view, the thumbnail now appears under the terminal name, not the virtual session name. Thank you very much and see you on the next video.